Cameron Palmer here with Tymir, Cardona. Tymir, just first off, past couple weeks, you kind of been the #1 target for Kaltebach. Tonight, you go 7 for 70 yards. Just talk about the past couple weeks being the main target and now how you got comfortable for it tonight.
Being the main target on the Kenston offense is like mind-blowing because I started as a freshman and I saw a lot of receptions, but my sophomore year is when I kind of broke out and bursted onto the scene. And then junior year, like I started the year off slow, and then me and Lucas went to his QB trainer and all that. We got the connection going. And when I told, like a couple weeks ago when we played Chagrin, when we was getting ready for Joe's, we was like, in the interview, me and Lucas started getting connections going. It's going to get lethal for defenses, and that's just what's been happening in the last couple weeks.
Well, you didn't score tonight, but you scored 2 last week. Just kind of grades your offensive performance tonight. Like, how do you feel about it?
I feel like I did pretty good. I could clean up some of the blocking stuff, some of the mental errors that I made. I made a couple good blocks and, made some big catches when I needed to. And it's still all about scoring for me. Like, if I can make plays to help the team, that's what I got to do. And I feel like I did a good job making plays for the team tonight.
And then finally, you had a really big interception in the fourth quarter. You had one-hand snag, leaping. Just kind of talk about the play, break it down for me, and how you felt after.
At this point, like, going up and making plays like that is like just how I said earlier in the interview, like just making plays for the team. Like the team needed a play right there, and I saw the quarterback. I was zoning off, felt the guy behind me. He threw it in the air, and I made a play on the ball. Like, I mean, I've been doing that since I was a kid. That's just playing like just running around on the field, just playing like kid football, and that's how I felt. And after the play, everybody was around me. We was all like just happy and turned because Riverside is a really good football team, really well coached, and they came into our house and we showed them what we about.
Thank you. Cameron Palmer here with Sean Patrick. Sean, you scored 4 touchdowns against Riverside. Just talk to me about your offensive performance tonight.
It was definitely a bigger leap from last week. I think last week I had only like 67 yards. So this week my coaches were trusting in me a little bit more to make those plays, and those are the plays that get my team going. So I was really excited about that.
Talk about how big it was to bounce back and go over 100 yards for the first time since week 4, I believe. How big was that for you tonight?
It was definitely a big confidence booster, especially against a defense like this. So yeah, definitely a big confidence booster moving into the season.
You moved to 3-0 in conference play. You take down the formerly undefeated Riverside Beavers. How big of a win is this for you guys as you near playoffs in the next couple weeks?
We knew that they were a cash cow coming into the game, so we were looking forward to that a lot. And definitely getting this win puts us #1 in the WRC, but still got 2 more games left, so I'm looking forward to that.
And then tell me how you're going to carry your performance tonight into next week.
Definitely going to carry it. But most important, we got to make sure we have great practices throughout the week.
Thank you. Cameron Palmer here with Lucas Kaltebach. You break the dam, down go the Beavers. Riverside is undefeated no more. Tell me how you feel.
It feels great. This team, we worked so hard each week since summer for this game. We've been waiting for this game. They got us last year. We were just preparing, and it feels great to beat them this year at home.
You threw a key touchdown in the fourth quarter to Sean Patrick to bring you guys within 1. You go for 2 for the win, and you run in a touchdown earlier on in the game. Tell me about your offensive performance.
It was good. It was a lot more rushing tonight, just from the look that we get. We were taking what the defense gives us. Sean Patrick played amazing, played truly awesome, and just have him on my team was great. And then the O-line played the best I've ever seen. They were just pushing everybody around. They were hungry for more. And that last play when they just pushed everybody in the end zone, it was awesome. So as a total offense, it was awesome.
One final question for you. You are 3-0 in the WRC. You got a game against Willoughby South and Eastlake North next. Just tell me what we can expect from you guys and how comfortable are you with the next 2 weeks?
We feel, we're not going to treat it any different than any other week. It's a conference game, good opponents, and we know we already had our lesson. We can't take anybody lightly. So next week of practice needs to be just as good and just as hard. We prepare like we're playing, our championship.
Thank you. Cameron Palmer here with Robbie Hatcher. First, tell me about the defensive effort in the second half. Riverside hangs 28 in the first half, and they only score once in the third quarter and none for the rest of the game. Tell me about the defensive effort tonight.
Yeah, man, we went into halftime and we got a great game plan. We really figured out what we were messing up in the first half, and the only score we gave in the second half was a big play, and that was, I feel like we were pretty dominant in that.
Just kind of tell me about what was the message Grubich gave to you guys at halftime to come out stronger and better in the second half?
Game's not over. It's really going to figure out what kind of team we are. Are we the type that's going to fall down just because we got hit, or are we going to hit them back?
And just, you mentioned hitting back. How big was it to see your offense continue to keep up in the second half with Riverside, eventually tying at the end of the fourth quarter and taking the lead with a 2-point conversion?
Yeah, man, we were busting our butts trying to get that get stops, and every time we did, we were praying that the offense would get in the end zone, and they did. And I credit each and every one of those guys for pushing and getting in that end zone.
And just one final question, how big of a win is this for you guys? You have Willoughby South next week and East Lake North the next 2 weeks to clinch the WRC. Just kind of tell me what the mentality is for the next couple weeks.
It feels really good because this might be the first time we can win the WRC outright in Kenston history, and I want to leave that mark as our senior, but we can't become complacent. South and North may not be known as good teams, so we can't fall into a trap. We really got to get after it and practice and just show what we can do and be ready for the playoffs.
Thank you so much. Cameron Palmer here with Kenston Bombers head coach Jeff Grubich. First off, tell me about the big comeback in the second half. What was your message to your team at halftime?
Well, we didn't play well in the first half. There's no doubt about it. And the biggest message I had was flush it. You know, we couldn't change anything, so there's no sense in worrying about it. Take the adjustments, take the coaching, and the coaches had a great attitude going in, and we told them it's all about trust and being a family and counting on each other. And these kids did. They bought in, they took the adjustments. The coaches did a great job at halftime, and we were able to come out and execute.
And tell me about the decision to go for it, for the 2-point conversion after Sean Patrick scores to put you guys down by 1. Talk about the decision, and how did you decide what play you wanted to call?
Well, you know, for us, and we've said this, you know, for the last 2 weeks, this is playoff football to us, okay? It's win or go home, and that's the attitude we got. And that's the attitude you got to have to be ready to get into the playoffs, because it is win or go home. And I wanted our kids to trust each other, trust the coaching staff, and I wanted our coaching staff to trust the kids. And we did at the end. You know, we counted on that defense to get us a couple stops, get us back in the game. They did their job, and the offense punched it in. And there was no doubt at the end we were going for 2. None whatsoever.
And tell me, how are you going to keep your team's head level so they don't get complacent the next couple of weeks?
Well, that's real easy. You show them the first half, okay? I mean, you want some humble pie, all you got to do is watch the first half. We had missed assignments. We didn't finish drives, and we got a lot to work on. But, you know, I'm proud of these kids because they took that 24 minutes and they came back out and played like it was a new game.
And one last thing I'll ask you is, how big of a win is this for you guys? You end the undefeated streak of Riverside.
Yeah, it's a great win. I mean, they're all good wins. This is a tough conference, and I'm proud of our kids and our coaches anytime we can come out on the right side of the scoreboard. And I'm most proud of the work that these kids and these coaches put in during the week. I mean, we don't show up on Friday and this just happens. It's a grind Monday through Thursday, and these kids have really bought into the process and putting the time in. So can't be more proud of the kids and coaches.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.